Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Megan.
We are real-life scientists, and we want to share some science-y stories that are crazy, sometimes post-apocalyptic sounding, but with a Mad Lib twist. You are listening to Lab Libs.
I'm a bio-pirate, actually.
A mouse on a frog? You can't put a mouse on a frog, can you? Square dancing!
Square dancing!
Woo! Yeehaw!
All right. See, I sing a lot.
You do sing a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a great story today.
Okay. Excited for it?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
All right. I'm excited.
The only thing is, this quote that's out of context. It's going to give a lot of context away in
It's
it.
going to give a lot of context.
But it's such a good quote. Like, I can't not use this quote.
Okay, contextually out of context.
Right.
Oh.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. Give me the spoilers.
Quote. We'd had other fires before, and they'd always burn out. This one didn't.
No, it didn't?
No.
Just kept going forever.
Forever.
Oh. I don't feel spoiled. I don't feel like I know what's going on. So.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to hit you with a Mad Lib real quick off the top here.
Okay.
All right. So the category I gave you for this one was a northeastern state.
Yep.
Centralia is a town in blank.
Centralia?
Centralia.
What a name.
Two things. A, do you know what the answer is?
No, I've never heard of Centralia.
Okay. That's good. So your answer that you put for the northeastern state was New Jersey.
Right.
The correct answer is Pennsylvania.
Okay, I was close, right next door.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
Yep. Centralia is a town in Pennsylvania that is located about 2 hours northwest of Philadelphia in Columbia County. It was incorporated in the 1850s with the discovery of a rich deposit of blank, and I gave you like a material that is mined.
Okay, let's see. So we're in Pennsylvania,
Right,
kind of out in the middle of nowhere, it seems like.
right.
And what are they mining up there? I said gold, but I feel like it's not gold.
Maybe if you use the out of context quote in context, maybe that would help. I don't know.
There's fire involved. Is all I got from the out of context quote. Maybe it's like natural gas. Are they mining for something like power related? Like they're no?
So you said gold, and the correct answer is it was incorporated with the discovery of a rich deposit of anthracite coal.
Coal. Okay.
Yeah. Centralia went on to be a coal mining center for over a century. Centralia also has an interesting history that is not just about coal. It has a more turbulent past.
Politically or something?
During the 1860s, the town became home to members of the Molly Maguires. Do you know what the Molly Maguires are?
Nope.
Okay.
It's not a good sign, I feel, that I just didn't answer my question at all. You just kept on moving.
Yeah,
I don't feel
that's
that's
the answer to your question.
encouraging.
Right. Okay, so it became home to the members of the Molly Maguires, which is a secret society that originated in Ireland.
Oh.
They used violence and vengeance in response to things like miserable working conditions and evictions by tenant landlords.
At first I was like,
I know.
horrible. And then I was like,
Exactly.
okay.
So the Molly Maguires eventually made their way to American coal mines alongside the Irish immigrants.
Sure.
And they were suspected of committing like a rash of violence within Centralia.
To presumably improve worker conditions.
Alexander Ray was the town's founder, and he ended up getting murdered in his buggy.
Whoa.
Right.
By the Molly Maguires? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Molly Maguires.
Okay.
The members of the Molly Maguires were the prime suspects. I'm going to hit you with a Mad Lib real quick, and then I'll tell you the rest of this interesting story. So I gave you a method of execution.
Hanging.
You said hanging. What do you think?
Was I right?
Wait, do you think your answer was right or no?
No.
3 men were eventually convicted of his death, and on March 25th, 1878, they were hanged
Oh.
in the county seat of Bloomsburg.
I see. Interesting.
Historian Darrell B. Johnson would say, some believe that the Mollies were guilty, while others claim that the Mollies were framed by owners of the mines who feared that the members of the Mollies would organize the mine workers into unions.
Oh, wow. What do you think?
I don't know. Could go either way, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't believe either.
I don't know if this is like super important to
They
the
didn't
story,
really
but
say
did they
that.
have a motive?
They didn't really say that. So that's why it sounds fishy to me. But
Right.
eventually, after a brutal attempt to subdue the Mollies with the executions of some of the group's suspected leaders, the wave of crime finally ended.
Okay.
Over the next years, Centralia was a vibrant, industrious place rooted in the history of American coal mining. In its prime, particularly in the early 20th century, Centralia was a boom town. It had 14 active coal mines with anthracite coal, which is
Seems like a lot.
which is a clean burning coal that at the time was important to the country's industries and homes.
Okay.
Centralia's population swelled up to 2,500 residents at that time.
What year is this?
Early 20th century.
Okay.
So the Mad Lib is within this one. I know the Mad Libs were kind of numbers heavy, but it's just the way it worked out.
Yeah.
So on this one, I gave you a number less than 30.
17, my favorite number.
Okay, I'm going to give you the blank, and then you tell me what you think.
Okay.
It also had 7 churches, 5 hotels, blank saloons, 2 theaters, a bank, and a post office, and 14 general and grocery stores.
Oh, this is like a big city? Kind of. To have 14 grocery stores?
I know. I don't know. I didn't look up like what the area of it was, but 2,500. Right?
Yeah. Why do 2,400 people need 14 grocery stores? That seems
I don't know. But how many saloons do you think they had? Less than 30.
Less than 30.
You said 17.
I feel like it's got to be more saloons than grocery stores.
You think so?
I think either, it's around 17 or it's more.
Yeah, it's 27.
Oh my God. That's crazy for 2,500 people. 27. That's so many per person. Or like not that many people per saloon.
I know, right? Yeah, you're right.
2,500 divided by 27. So 100 people, basically.
Per saloon.
Per saloon, yeah. You have your own personal saloon for you and your 91 and a half friends.
Okay, so the coal from local mines not only fueled the homes, but also its entire economy.
Right.
Its residents worked, played, and lived as tight-knit neighbors. Mm-hmm. But after the Wall Street crash of 1929, the Lehigh Valley Coal Company ended up closing 5 of its Centralia mines.
Okay. It's like they went bankrupt or something.
Yeah, just they couldn't afford it for, the market. However, bootleg miners continued mining in several idle mines using techniques such as what is referred to as pillar robbing, where miners would extract coal from the coal pillars that were left in the mine to support the roofs.
Would that make them structurally unsound?
Right.
Okay.
This
That
caused
sounds like
the
a bad
collapse.
idea. Yeah, all right.
This caused the collapse of many idle mines, further complicating the prevention of mine fires.
Oh, I think I know what this story's about, maybe.
Okay.
I might have heard of this city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Centralia's history of conflict and deep underground work and community are all going to form a backdrop to the events that would ultimately doom Centralia.
Okay, wait. So you're saying the underground work that they're doing and the conflict
like the
between the different
close-knit
groups.
groups, like all these different
Oh, yeah,
aspects
'cause
are
everyone knows everyone here.
yeah,
And what was
and
the
they're
story?
all protective of its way of life.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, I'm just thinking about how all of those things would like intertwine to create their kind of weird little culture there in this town.
Yeah, in different aspects cause different outcomes, basically.
Yeah.
So by the 1960s, the town's boomtown heyday had passed and coal production had slowed significantly.
Okay.
Many of the mines were abandoned. This left behind a vast, intricate network of tunnels beneath the town's buildings. At this time, over 1,000 people still called Centralia home, and it didn't show any signs of dying at that point. Like, the 1,000 were strong. You know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if that's where you've lived a long time.
Right,
See what else-
exactly.
Yeah.
In 1962, Centralia found itself in a fight with a very common problem. Trash.
All right.
So,
Don't tell me they threw it in the mines.
Mad Libs is next, and what I gave you was an environmental crime. You said poaching.
I feel like it's not going to be poaching.
It's not poaching.
Is it? I don't know what like trash related crimes are called. Like,
Yeah, you would. Centralia had built a 50-foot deep pit covering about half the size of a football field to deal with the town's issue of blank, which is illegal dumping.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Illegal dumping. So
But
they said drop it all in a hole. That's what they said, right?
right,
They said take the trash,
instead of
drop it in a
illegally-
hole.
Right. Instead of illegally dumping it wherever, we're gonna give you this 50-foot
It's a big hole.
deep pit,
Big asshole.
and you got
All your trash.
all
Big
your
asshole.
trash in
What can
there.
go wrong?
Nothing. You're never gonna guess why they wanted to get it cleared up, though. But the landfill was getting full, and the town wanted it cleared before their annual Memorial Day celebration.
Oh, we can't have trash all over.
you can't have a
Memorial
big
Day.
pit of
We
trash.
can't have a bit of trash for Memorial Day.
Exactly.
Did they? Oh god, the wheels are turning in my head, and I can see what's like. It's a.
I know.
I know it's gonna happen.
Powder keg going on here, right? Okay, so the town got together and proposed a seemingly obvious solution.
Burn it!
Burning out the landfill.
Burn it up! Just throw some fire on it. Have a big old bonfire.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? It'll be a party. The whole town will come. With a big old trash bonfire.
Oh, God. Okay, so on Sunday, May 27th, 1962, the local landfill located near the Oddfellow Cemetery was intentionally set ablaze by the fire department with 6 volunteer firefighters standing by.
6?
Yeah.
6 firefighters.
Volunteer firefighters.
And how big is the hole? 50 foot?
Foot deep and half
50
the size of a football field.
So a lot more feet because it's 100 yards as a
Yeah.
football field, right?
Right.
150 feet across.
Yeah.
50 feet deep.
Yeah, right.
And they got 6 firefighters to watch this conflagration. That's my favorite word.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah. Quick note, just an interesting FYI.
Oh, bad.
The Oddfellows Cemetery that I was like next to. They ended up having to move that cemetery like later on, but I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me look at this cemetery. And it actually had like a pretty interesting backstory. It started with like people from way back from England, and they called themselves like the Oddfellow Society. And at first, that was, yeah, because it was weird. At first, that was the only people that were buried there.
Okay.
Was people
who were in the society.
The society from England. Yeah. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, Oddfellow, who names a cemetery Oddfellows?
They got all kinds of old graves up there in New England.
I know, but Oddfellows is a weird name for a cemetery. I felt like. I was like, why would they call it that? Like, that's weird.
We should bring back, like, harmless, silly, whimsical secret societies.
Yes.
That aren't, like, evil and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Definitely. Like the Oddfellows.
Yeah, I want to be an Oddfellow.
Yeah.
I'm basically just a little guy, so... half the time, I'm literally just a girl, and the other half the time, I'm basically a little guy.
Okay, so back to the fire. They lined the pit with an incombustible material to contain the fire.
Okay.
And once the landfill's contents were reduced to ash, they then doused the remaining embers with water.
Wait, it worked? They put out the fire? The trash fire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Burned everything, then they threw water on the remaining embers.
Okay. I thought this is where I was going to go wrong.
Right. But just 2 days later, residents once again saw flames.
Oh, it didn't go out.
And then a week later after that, on June 4th, the big fire appeared.
Oh, appeared?
Reappeared.
Oh, God.
If you will. Okay. Centralia firefighters were baffled and unsure where the recurring fire was coming from.
It was coming from the mines, of course.
They used bulldozers and rakes to stir up the remains of the burned garbage, and they were desperately trying to locate these concealed flames that they knew were somewhere, you know.
They're on top of a coal mine. Did they not think of that as maybe the possible source of a huge fire?
Right.
That keeps reemerging?
Yeah. Okay, and then they found it.
Uh-huh.
At the bottom of Centralia's trash pit, next to the north wall, was a hole.
Uh-huh.
I got a Mad Lib for you.
Okay.
And that is a number less than 20.
I said lucky 13.
And it's like a huge blank foot wide hole that was several feet deep. Yeah. You said 13.
13.
You were close. It's 15.
I was close. 15. I was pretty close.
15 feet, yep. And then several feet deep.
Okay.
Okay. So the waste had concealed the gap, and as a result, it hadn't been filled with the fire retardant material.
Oh.
Yeah.
So their plan was kind of solid.
I mean,
like,
how could you get flame retardant material all up around a landfill? You can't do that. You can't. There's no way to. You would have had to put that stuff there before you started filling the landfill.
Would have been good.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So it was a dumb idea.
It was a dumb idea, but they tried. Okay, so they missed a spot, is basically what happened.
They missed a spot. Oops, you missed a spot.
And the fire went into a deeper hole than this giant hole they already had.
This hole that was seemingly an innocuous oversight provided a direct pathway to the labyrinth of old coal mines running underneath Centralia.
Yep. I feel that there must have been one guy running around the town like, the fire's gonna get in the holes, the fire's gonna get in the mines, and it's all gonna line up.
And everybody thought he was nuts.
Everyone thought he was nuts. I bet there was one guy, like one drunk guy in one of those 27 saloons was yelling about this conspiracy theory.
I'll
there
tell
had
you what's
to be one.
happen.
Tell you right now what's going to happen.
That's so true.
There had to be. Or more likely, somebody's wife. That's who it probably really
wife,
was.
Yeah.
So it's like,
the woman behind the man.
honey, don't you think the fire might get in the mine?
And what do you know?
No,
about
what do
coal?
you know?
What do you know about coal mines?
See, that's way more realistic.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what many didn't know at the time was the volatile nature of anthracite coal.
Huh. Oh, they didn't know that it
Not
was
at the
really,
time.
really flammable.
Right.
Interesting.
It does not need much encouragement to catch fire.
Yeah.
In fact, the material can even light itself ablaze through spontaneous combustion.
Oh, great. That's great. That's a great thing to let it light on fire.
Right. So the decomposition of the pyrite that's present in the coal produces heat, and in some cases, this self-heating can then start a fire in the coal.
Wow. So, really, even if they hadn't done anything,
Well, there was
could have already, like,
so I guess it could have
caught on fire.
combusted,
But
sure.
probably it wouldn't have spread like that.
like that. They just, I mean, for lack of a better term, if you will, they poured fuel on the fire. Yeah, like
They quite literally did.
yeah.
Or actually, Debbie, they didn't pour fuel on the fire.
They
poured fire on the fuel.
That's correct. You're right. That's right. Okay, so wherever these naturally occurring deposits, or they call them seams, coal seams, wherever those occur, coal seam fires are apt to break out. So a coal seam fire is a burning of an underground coal seam. Most coal seams fires exhibit smoldering combustion
Okay.
because of the limited atmospheric oxygen availability.
I'm sorry. What did you say a coal seam was?
It's, I don't have the exact science written down here, but basically my understanding was it's how the coal like naturally forms into like seams
Okay.
underground. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
some sort of natural division.
Seam that they're making of coal,
Okay.
and when
Like
it's
from one coal deposit seamed onto another.
yeah, probably, or just like in my mind, what I pictured it was like a marbling effect of these coal
I see.
deposits running through the underground.
Okay. So these are more likely to catch on fire. Smoldering fire.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Normally, they're only like smoldering combustion because of the limited atmospheric oxygen availability. These coal seam fire instances on Earth date back several million years.
Okay.
Coal seam fires are the most persistent fires on Earth due to the thermal insulation and the avoidance of rain and snow extinguishment.
So it just catches fire and it just continues to be on fire.
Right.
Okay.
Because there's nothing to stop it,
And
basically.
it's like deep in the earth that these are usually happening.
Right.
Okay.
These fires have been known to burn for thousands of years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's some mythical shit.
it is,
That's
right?
some mythological
I know.
fires.
Yeah. They're generally more prevalent in areas where coal was extracted in the past, especially when efforts to fill the hole were lacking,
Okay.
as you can imagine.
So we just got a lot of
Yeah.
like boxes checked for
Yeah.
starting a big backfire.
For disaster. Yeah. Okay, so once the Centralia fire found its way into those abandoned mine tunnels, it tapped into an almost unlimited source of fuel.
Yeah.
Your next Mad Lib, there's a couple coming up quick here. A number between 1 and 500.
Okay.
Okay.
My friend chose this one, 363.
Okay. It went through the mine tunnels and coal seams, descending as far as blank feet below the ground. What do you think? Close or not close?
Seems like a lot. Was I too high?
Only by a little bit. It's 300 feet into below the ground.
Wow. Okay.
It doesn't seem far enough, though, does it?
You don't think so?
No.
Explain it again.
It tapped into an unlimited source of fuel. It went through the mine tunnels and coal seams, descending as far as 300 feet below the ground.
I don't know. That seems like a lot to me. 300 feet below ground? That's like...
That's
really
as far as it went. So originally I was thinking, 300 feet is still kind of close to the surface, I would think. But anyway.
I think 300 feet underground is a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking far.
I've got a Mad Lib in this one.
Okay.
It was a verb done by one of the senses. You said smelled. I'm going to give you the sentence. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
Soon residents began complaining of a foul blank odor entering their homes.
I'm right. Odor.
Yep, smelling. Yep.
Yeah, I thought
Soon
maybe
residents
like
began complaining of a foul smelling odor entering into their homes and businesses.
the fire's all under them.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They noted wisps of smoke coming out of the ground around the landfill.
Yeah.
So the town council brought in a mine inspector to check the smoke. And he confirmed that the levels of carbon monoxide were indeed indicative of a mine fire. Go figure.
Wait, pause for 1 second.
Correct.
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
About 300 feet underground. It's a pretty significant amount of being underground. It's deeper than all of the London subway tunnels.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it's pretty deep. It's about the same height as a 30-story building.
Okay.
So if you just flipped a 30-story building
that's
underground.
deep.
Yeah.
That's really deep. They put people in those?
That's crazy. That's so far underground.
That's so far underground. That's scary.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people that did mining, coal mining, died under there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so scary.
That's creepy. So they, like I said, they brought in a mine inspector to check the smoke. He confirmed the levels of carbon monoxide were indicative of a mine fire. Beyond,
yeah, no shit. Like, did they really need?
I know.
Obviously.
I wonder why the ground is
I wonder why the ground is smoking. I wonder why this fire keeps popping back up in this big hole we made. Like,
I know.
Obviously, there's a fire underground.
I too do not believe they needed a mine inspector.
I mean, come on. They needed a mine inspector like Henry Ford needed a botanist.
Okay, so beyond carbon dioxide, the fire also emits trace metals like mercury.
Oh, great.
And other
this is so bad, Debbie.
and other harmful fine particles.
Oh, no.
And methane.
Oh, my God.
And the pungent smelling sulfur dioxide.
Oh, sulfur, yeah. I said. All bad things. All pretty bad.
Not great.
Don't really want
None of those are good.
breathing in mercury. That sounds bad.
The next Mad Lib is a number less than 2,000. And you said, what did you say?
1666.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 1666. Okay, I'm gonna give you the blank, and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Temperatures of the fire was sometimes estimated to be near blank degrees Fahrenheit.
I feel like it could be really, really high, like in the thousands.
Yeah, it's 1350.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's so hot.
that's really hot. That's really, really hot. Yeah. Okay, so
Oh man, that's really hot. That is not a normal fire. I don't know, like how hot a fire normally runs, but it's not that hot. I didn't think.
yeah,
How is it that hot?
I don't know, but
I'm second guessing myself about what I know about fire. I'm not very good at physics, everyone.
I don't know anything about fire.
I don't know anything about fire.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so the council, along with the Lehigh Valley Coal Company and the Susquehanna Coal Company, which owned the mines where the fire was now burning, met to discuss ending the fire as quickly and as cost-effectively as possible.
Good luck with that.
I like how they put cost-effectiveness in there. That's really...
Yeah, it should have
what
been
you should think of.
by any means necessary.
No.
Didn't you tell me this type of fire lasts thousands of years?
Right. Okay, so before they reached a decision, sensors detected lethal levels of carbon monoxide seeping from the mine. So all the Centralia area mines were immediately shut down.
Yeah, wait, they were still in there mining? Are you telling me the mines were on fire and they still had people down there mining?
The ones that weren't what they felt like were in these particular mines. Remember I told you there was 14?
That's fucking insane.
I know. I had to reread it a couple of times. I was like, wait, they shut down the mines, but hold on.
They're on fire already.
They shut down the mines. Wait, obviously they shut down the mines, and then
They hadn't shut down the mines yet?
after rereading it a couple of times, I was like, okay, they didn't have all the mines shut down yet. Like, yeah, okay. Anyway, Pennsylvania authorities tried repeatedly to stop the spread of the Centralia fire. But
in a cost-effective way.
Right, exactly. But all attempts were unsuccessful.
Yeah.
The first project they tried involved excavating beneath Centralia with plans to dig trenches to expose the flames so they could then extinguish them. Right, I know. However,
that doesn't seem like it would do anything to help at all.
weird.
It would just, like, if you just
building more
open it up,
tunnels, basically. I don't know.
open it up, and then we'll be able to stop it. No,
Yeah,
then
I know.
it'll spread
Wasn't a good
farther or, like, up.
Architects severely underestimated the amount of earth that would have to have been excavated by more than half.
Oh. So they really don't know what's going on.
So they eventually ran out of funding for that.
Yeah.
Right. According to a later investigation in 2012, passageways underlying 400 acres of land had been touched by the blaze at some time or another.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the second plan involved a more aggressive approach.
Okay. Let's hear it.
This is going to sound sort of Fordian at one point.
God.
Okay, so they tried flushing out the fire by using a mixture of crushed rock and water. But it was almost as if nature conspired against them. Turns out that year had uncommonly low temperatures at the time, which caused the water lines to freeze, and as did the stone grinding machine.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were forced to fill the trenches only halfway, leaving ample room for the flames to move. This project, too, ran out of funding.
Okay.
Going almost $20,000 over budget.
Where are we in time at this point again? This is in the 60s?
Yes, it's still in the 60s, I believe, yeah. By then, the fire had already spread another 700 feet by the time they even tried any of these things. Yeah.
So it's not slowing down at all.
No.
They're not containing it even, let alone putting it out.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keeps burning.
Right.
Like the quote.
Now this is interesting. Despite the danger, residents continued to go about their daily lives, living above the hot and smoking ground.
Okay. But it is hot.
Like,
to the touch,
I
maybe.
mean, probably. Yeah.
I can't imagine. They're just like hanging out, just going to work.
Yeah. So the town population was still about 1,000 in the 1980s.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And they didn't even have to blank their sidewalks.
Shovel their sidewalks. It was melting all the snow. Well, golly gee. That That's so bad.
I've got your quote coming up here.
Yeah.
In 2006, Lamar Mervyn, who was the then 90-year-old mayor of Centralia, remarked that people just learned to live with it. Quote, we had other fires before, and they'd always burned out. This one didn't.
So they couldn't get it to stop, right?
Right. But living above an inferno like this does have its consequences, as you can imagine.
Obviously.
Now, 20 years after the fire started, Centralia began to truly feel the effects of the eternal flame underground.
People really did just get used to it.
Yeah.
They just kept living there for 20 years. Oh, wow.
Residents started passing out from carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah. Trees began to die. The ground turned to ash.
Wow.
Roads and sidewalks began to buckle.
Wow.
The terrain became very unstable, with land capable of suddenly collapsing as the fire ate up the ground underneath.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's like straight out of a movie.
Right.
Like you're just
in
on the sidewalk and fire pops you up.
Locals became aware of the scale of the problem when the then mayor and gas station owner, John Coddington. That's so quaint, right?
Yeah, I like that.
John Coddington stuck a dipstick into one of his underground fuel tanks. And when he withdrew it, he thought it seemed hot. He was testing the levels, so how much gas was in it, basically.
Right.
But he thought, oh, this seems hot, right? So then he lowered a thermometer into the tank.
Oh.
On a string, and he was shocked to discover that the temperature of the gasoline inside the tank was 172 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's too hot.
For gas.
For gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Statewide attention to the fire began to increase, but it reached a fever pitch on February 14th, 1981, when a 12-year-old resident named Todd Domboski fell into a sinkhole.
Oh, no.
It was 4 feet wide and 150 feet deep.
Holy shit. 150 feet deep?
To the rest of the world, that's 1.2 meters by 46 meters. It just suddenly opened up beneath his feet in his grandmother's backyard.
Whoa.
He was barely able to save himself.
Wait, he didn't fall into the hole?
He grabbed onto an exposed root. And
luckiest
then his cousin, who was 14, Eric Wolfgang, pulled his cousin out of the hole.
Can you imagine a fucking hole to hell?
That's what it
literally.
That's what it feels like.
Opened up below you, and you catch yourself and climb your way out.
No,
that's absolute insanity.
At 12 years old.
12 years old, he falls into a pit.
Right.
That's crazy. That must have been a big story then.
Right. That's when it started to get the national attention and stuff. It became really well known at that point.
Wow. That's crazy.
In 1983, Pennsylvania had spent more than $7 million trying to put out the fire with no success. With no success at all, and a child had almost died. Mm-hmm. It was time to abandon the town.
Finally.
That year, the federal government appropriated $42 million to purchase Centralia, demolish its buildings, and relocate all the residents.
Wow.
Many residents accepted the $42 million tax-funded relocation initiative. Mine openings were sealed, trenches were dug, the mines were stuffed with non-combustible ashes, sands, and crushed rock. But not everyone wanted to leave. So, for the next 10 years, legal battles and personal arguments between neighbors became the norm. This is also another quaint little thing I like. The local newspaper even published a weekly update list of who was leaving.
Oh my God.
It's like births, deaths, who's getting the fuck out of here?
Yeah. Wow.
I love that. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Okay, finally, in 1993, Pennsylvania invoked eminent domain.
Oh.
By this point, only 63 residents remained. Officially, they became squatters in the houses that they owned
Whoa.
for decades.
Because the government said, this is ours now.
This is ours now.
Okay.
In 2002, the Postal Service even revoked Centralia's zip code.
Oh, wow. They said we're not delivering.
17927. No longer. They did not have a zip code anymore.
Wow. And people were still living there? Like, there were still these few dozen people living there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so even with the state trying to erase it from the map, the town persisted. It still had a council and a mayor,
Everyone's on that council.
and they continued to pay their bills and everything. State Road 61 was the main highway that ran through the town center, was permanently closed off in 1993. Subterranean pillars that held up the pavement were destroyed or weakened by the flames, making the roadway totally unsuitable for motorists, and a large crack to form down the street.
Wow.
Crazy looking.
That's, like, apocalyptic.
It sure is. Okay. Over the next 2 decades, the remaining residents fought hard to stay legally.
Why? What's wrong with that?
In 2013, the fewer than 10 remaining residents won a significant settlement against the state. Each was awarded $349,000 and ownerships of their properties until they die.
So they just said, I want to die on top of this fire.
And they said, fine, here's some money and go for it. But after that, at that point, Pennsylvania would seize the land and finally demolish whatever structures were left.
Once everybody dies.
Yeah, if you own the house, you died, that's it. Nobody else is going to have that house. They're gonna take it. Lamar Mervyn, the former mayor, spoke about his deep connection to Centralia. He recalled choosing to stay with his wife, stating, quote, "This is the only home I've ever owned, and I want to keep it." He died in 2010 at the age of 93, still in his childhood home. And that was the last remaining building on one stretch that used to be 3-block long stretch of row houses. That was the last one standing on that. Today, fewer than 5 people still live in Centralia.
People are still there?
Yeah.
The fire's still going, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I knew.
Yeah.
Once you started talking about it, I was like, I know this is the fire that never stopped burning.
Right. The surrounding forest vegetation has crept into the main street that's lined with the long demolished stores and everything. The abandoned Route 61 that leads into the town, however, was for many years given new life. I don't know if you've seen this. Artists transformed this 3/4-mile stretch into a local roadside attraction known as Graffiti Highway. So artists were painting this highway, with graffiti and everything. It looks super cool. It shut down sometime in 2020 because they couldn't maintain protection of it or something. I can't remember, but due to COVID, they just had to get rid of this graffiti highway for whatever reason. Yeah.
They washed it all off? Like they got rid of all the art?
Yeah.
Why? What's the purpose of that?
I guess discourage people.
So that people wouldn't come and look at it.
Right, exactly.
If it was unsafe and they couldn't maintain it.
Right.
I guess.
Exactly.
That's cool that happened, though. They were like, let's go.
Yeah. It looked super cool to us.
Let's go put art on it if it's this weird thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that funny how humans have an urge to fill anything with art?
Right. Yeah.
Any void there is, they gotta put art on it. It's such a human thing.
Today, Centralia, Pennsylvania is better known as a tourist attraction for people looking to glimpse one of the plumes of the noxious smoke rising from beneath the earth, and it's like a chilling and unique sight.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's the real Silent Hill town that inspired the 2006 horror film. There is no real Silent Hill town, but the movie is studying what happened in Centralia as part of its plot for the movie.
I don't know anything about Silent Hill. I'm very new to horror movies.
I didn't see it either, but I obviously heard of it. But
I didn't know that's what it was about. It's about like this whole thing?
Like part of the plot, they kind of fit into that.
I see.
As of the census in 2020, 5 people were residing in Centralia.
Wow.
I'm giving you a little more information.
Okay.
So, long-burning underground fires are way more prevalent than I thought.
Really?
So, I've looked a few up on Wikipedia. So, full disclosure, these are all just little blurbs from Wikipedia that I found. So, the Darvaza gas crater, which is also known as the Door to Hell or Gates of Hell, is in Turkmenistan. And it's a burning natural gas field collapsed into a cavern. And hundreds of natural gas fires illuminate the floor and the rim of the crater.
Whoa.
The crater has been burning since 1971.
Huh.
The Brennenderberg, otherwise known as Burning Mountain, is a natural monument located in a deep and narrow gorge in Germany. It is a smoldering coal seam fire that ignited in 1668.
Whoa.
And continues to burn today.
Whoa. And, okay, my question about this, like, I guess I'm not shocked to hear that there's fires underground. That is weird. Like, I never would have thought of that, I guess. But I guess it's not shocking. But what's more shocking to me is, like, above that ground, like, these people in Centralia or whatever, they were able to just live there.
I know.
Right above it.
I know.
For decades.
I know.
So is that the case with these other fires, too? Like, people are just living on top of them?
I don't think so. I hope not, but I don't know.
Seems weird.
This is cool. Another burning mountain, but somewhere else.
Okay.
Which is actually called Mount Wingen. It's in New South Wales, Australia.
Yeah.
A little bit north of Sydney. It is an underground fire that is estimated has burned for approximately 6,000 years and is the oldest known coal fire. The Aborigines named the mountain Wingen, which means fire. Their explanation, this is cute, their explanation of the origin of the burning mountain was that one day a tribesman was lighting a fire on the mountainside when he was carried off into the earth by the evil one. Unable to escape, he used his fire stick to set the mountain alight so that the smoke would warn others to keep away.
Oh, okay. So it's hell.
Yeah, it's hell.
From hell, the evil one is here.
Yeah, and scientists believe it was started by like an ancient fire or a lightning strike.
Okay.
But that is probably the most well-known fire that I found. And I read, when I was researching Centralia, this New South Wales fire came up quite a bit because it's so...
Speaking of lightning strike fires, I was driving the other day and I saw a lightning strike, like just, I could see that it hit the road just a little bit in front of me. And then I kept driving and I saw a tree on fire.
No way.
Like the lightning hit the tree and it caught on fire in the rain. It was on fire in the rain. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I know. It's scary is what it is. So... According to Pennsylvania State Department of Environmental Protection, they think that Centralia has enough fuel to burn for another 250 years.
Wow.
This is, a story about man-made nature kind of things happening and bureaucratic struggles and... culture and all, like all kinds of
I'm
stuff.
amazed at the people who wanted to stay.
I know.
That baffles me.
Yeah,
I guess
they were getting offered money. I would think they would take it and move. But
yeah, it's like not that you have to move far. You can stay in your quote unquote home.
Right.
Just like one town over, even.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's not like you wouldn't own another house because they're giving you money to like purchase in their house.
That's what I'm saying. It would be one thing if you had no way of getting money to like relocate, but they were giving them money, so I don't know.
Wow.
That's all I got for you on that one.
That is...
It's wild.
It is.
That's
It's
what it
really
is.
wild.
Yeah. I figured that if you had heard of it, you still didn't know.
I didn't know
all the
that.
details.
No, I just knew that
how
it
became.
existed.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that it existed.
Yeah.
Well,
So what I want to ask you now is, instead of the mine holes, what's your rabbit hole that you went down the street?
that was good. I went down the rabbit hole of how many times Fidel Castro was attempted to be assassinated.
Oh, no way.
Okay, so Fidel Castro is a complicated figure. He ruled Cuba from 1959 to 2008.
Right.
And some people see him as like a champion of socialism. Literacy rates went up, healthcare went up under his rule. He fought for economic justice for the poor, right?
Right.
Other people view him as just a dictator.
Yeah.
Repressing his citizens, violating their human rights, halting the economic development of Cuba.
Right.
Depends on who you ask, right? One thing for
Probably
sure.
a little bit of both.
Probably a little bit of both. Yeah. One thing is for sure that a lot of people, including the U.S. government,
Wanted him dead.
and various Cuban exiles would like to find a way to get rid of him.
Right.
Over the years. So the first, what's thought to be the first time the U.S. had involvement in trying to kill Fidel Castro was
The first time the U.S. attempted.
yes,
Okay.
was the Bay of Pigs in 1960.
Okay.
I didn't know. I don't really know much about history, but I
don't
saw
know
one
anything about the Bay of Pigs.
crazy thing about Fidel Castro assassination attempt, and then I was like, whoa, and I started looking it up, and I was like, whoa, it's really weird. Okay, so the Bay of Pigs was basically this failed military action plan. The U.S. funded it. Okay, don't quote me on this, history buffs watching our show, because I don't. Not a historian, but basically they tried to remove Castro by force, remove him from power.
Right.
And they directly funded the paramilitary training and the military landing onto Cuban soil of a bunch of Cuban exiles.
Okay.
So they took a bunch of people that were already exiled from Cuba who didn't like Castro.
Right.
They trained them up.
Right.
With some paramilitary stuff, and they shipped him over to Cuba to go kill Castro, whatever.
Awesome.
It was a massive failure. It aggravated U.S.-Cuba relationships even more.
Can you imagine?
I cannot imagine. And it definitely solidified Fidel Castro as a national hero.
Right. Yeah. That'll do it.
Don't worry. The U.S. government, the FBI, and the CIA...
They're not going to give up.
Continue trying their super secret, super high tech, super well thought out assassination attempts over the next couple of decades. Okay, so I've got a few here. I think the reason I fell so deep into the rabbit hole is because the assassination attempts that I was reading about got crazier and crazier. And I was like, these can't be true.
Right.
So I started doing a little more digging, and there's actually, we don't know.
Right.
Because the FBI, the CIA, the U.S. government, they're not going to come out and be like, yeah, we did that.
Right.
We totally did that. So there's a lot of he said, she said things going on. One guy says,
I'm sure a lot of it's probably true.
I'm sure a lot of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this guy, a retired chief of Cuba's counterintelligence department.
Okay.
And he claims that there were 638 assassination attempts by the U.S.
By the U.S.?
on Fidel Castro between 1960 and 1965.
That can't even be.
So the years are definitely disputed.
Right.
Most likely, these assassination attempts would be over the course of decades, not just between 1960 and 1965. Although there were quite a few in that short
time
period of
period.
time. I mean, he was pretty high up.
Right.
Up there in the Cuban government.
Yeah.
But it's basically just this one guy claiming all of these things happened.
Okay.
And for a long time, there was no investigation done on any of his claims at all. Mm-hmm. In 1975, there was one investigation done.
Okay.
But other than that, nobody like fact checked him rigorously. And we don't have like corroborating stories from other witnesses or anything like that.
Okay.
So this was interesting for me about a little bit about like internet research literacy because there were so many claims about this topic. But he wrote a book about it.
Okay.
About the 634 ways to kill Fidel Castro or something like that. And later there was a British movie made based on the book, but they inextricably changed the number from 634 to 638. Okay. So it's like little things like this, like the number seems kind of arbitrary, you know what I mean? But this number likely at least includes some plots and schemes that were planned but never executed.
Okay.
And not directly aiming to kill him, or attempts that might not have been funded or planned by the U.S. at all, but just random people in Cuba that didn't like him. It would also, even if you count all of the time, not just 1960 to 1965, that would be one attempt every 3 weeks for like over 40 years.
Right.
To get to 638. So that seems unlikely to me.
Yeah, me too.
So I've got a bunch of the things that I found, and I'm going to ask you, like, do you think that is definitely corroborated by evidence?
Okay.
Is it maybe? Or there's one that I just threw in there that I made
That's
up.
like, hell no.
Okay, so you gotta tell me what you think.
All right.
Okay, and then the committee, it was called the Church Committee. It was run by an Idaho Democrat in the U.S. Senate, Frank Church, in 1975, to investigate whether all these things actually happened, these assassination attempts. He found convincing evidence, or rather his committee found convincing evidence of at least 8 attempts by the U.S. government. Okay, so not all of them are assassinations like, we want to kill you. Some of them are character assassinations, like to make him like less powerful, right? Okay, here's the first one. They sprayed LSD into the room where he did radio broadcasts so that he would become disoriented and say crazy stuff on the air, and people wouldn't like him anymore. What do you think of that one?
I think that one is a maybe.
It's a maybe. It seems like the U.S. planned to do that.
Okay.
There were plans, but it was never executed. Yeah, it seems that one was not executed, but they didn't maybe. They were like, maybe?
Maybe that. Maybe a gay bomb.
How about Fidel Castro liked to dive a lot? Like free diving?
Okay,
And
like,
so they,
like scuba diving?
Yeah, like scuba diving.
Okay.
So they took a diving suit and they lined it with tuberculosis to kill him slowly the more he used it.
I feel like that's a no at all.
That one's unclear. The next director of the CIA, he denied the suit ever left the lab.
Didn't deny that it exists.
But other sources insist that there was a failed handoff of the suit. That the lawyer that they had employed or tricked to give Fidel Castro this tuberculosis diving suit, like gave him a different one.
Oh, okay.
By accident or on purpose.
Right.
It's unclear.
Okay.
Seems like Castro never had a tuberculosis diving suit, but maybe they had one in a lab somewhere.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe they tried to give it to him and failed. It's unclear.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, here's another one. Did the U.S. government work with the American mob in Chicago and send assassins several different times?
Yes, that's proven. Or
this one seems
got some evidence for it.
Probably true. Yeah. This one seems there's a lot of documentation of this.
All right.
And the reason why they were able to team up with the mafia is because they knew somebody, like there was somebody in the government who gambled a lot, and so knew these like high up people in the mafia.
Okay.
And they were able to pair with them. And the mafia had their beef with Castro because he booted them out of Cuba, and he closed all of the casinos where they were making a bunch of money.
Okay.
And yeah, I actually found an entire like declassified report in the U.S. government archives that like, describes in detail how the government and the CIA teamed up with the mafia, known criminals, to try to kill Fidel Castro, assassinate him several times. It failed for a funny reason because first they were trying to use liquid poison. Then they couldn't figure out how to do that, so they had like little poison powder tablets.
Okay.
And it failed because they couldn't make the poison right. They couldn't make the tablets dissolve. And then even when they did make them dissolve, the poison didn't work when they tested on guinea pigs.
Aw.
Poor guinea pigs.
Come on.
Yeah. So that failed. Okay, here's another one. They tried to give him cigars laced with botulism, or exploding cigars. What do you think about that?
I think that's a maybe.
It's a maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one thing was that they were too late by the time they tried this because Fidel Castro stopped smoking cigars in 1985.
Oopsie.
But this one's unclear. They definitely planned and poisoned some cigars.
Okay.
And or made some exploding or something. But it was never documented that they were delivered to Castro. Like, we don't know that he ever received these cigars. Okay. They booby-trapped a conch shell at the bottom of the ocean to explode when he reached it while he was diving.
I think that is a no.
It's true.
What?
It's definitely true.
It's not evidence?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, here's another character assassination, okay? Did they try to use thallium salts to destroy his beard and make him, like, less powerful and manly to his supporters?
I think maybe no.
Yeah, they did.
Gosh, what is wrong with these people?
They couldn't do it just by pure fucking dumb luck. They had this whole thing planned where he was gonna go on a plane trip.
Okay.
And they had some covert operator at some point on his trip, like, that was gonna deposit the salts onto him so that it would mess up his beard and like cause other problems or whatever for him.
Okay.
He just canceled the trip.
Oh. Well,
he was like, never mind. I'm not gonna go.
Okay. Well, that screwed that up.
Okay, did they sell his chefs a bunch of poisoned produce from the farms nearby?
Yes.
No, I made that one up.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, right? Yeah,
Could have.
tricked ya.
Yeah.
Okay, did the CIA hire his ex-lover to smuggle botulism poison tablets into her cold cream?
Wait, what's up with all these diseases?
They really like botulism. They used to have a bunch of
tuberculosis? Like, what? Why are we using...
I don't know.
What happened to good old-fashioned, like,
the
poison?
CIA teamed up with his ex-lover?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that one's true. It's pretty famously documented. Yeah, so the deal was, like, she was spurned lover, so the CIA targeted her, and she went back to him, and she had these tablets hidden in her cold cream, and she was supposed to poison him with the botulism for whatever reason. They liked botulism.
Right.
But she chickened out. She told him.
Oh, she told him?
Yeah, she told him that they sent her to kill him. And he famously handed her his gun and said, if you're going to kill me right now.
No way.
And she was like, oh, no, I can't do it.
Well, what did he do to her?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Okay.
I don't think he killed her.
Well, that's
like
good.
Yeah. But she chickened out. Yeah.
Right.
Did they place 90 kilograms of explosives under a podium where he was about to speak when he was abroad?
Yes.
Yeah, they
They
did.
did that too.
Did they have a poison syringe disguised as a fountain pen that they were going to try to poison him with?
Maybe.
It's true.
That's true too?
Yeah.
Wow.
This one's also kind of famous because the CIA agent handed off the pen. That was really a poison syringe to a Cuban agent, and he was supposed to poison Castro with it.
Okay.
It was the same day as the Kennedy assassinations.
No way.
And simultaneously, an emissary from the Kennedy administration was meeting with Castro about improving their relationships with the U.S.
No way. Wow.
Weird, right?
Really weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are all the weird things that I found, and then subsequently we tried to research each one to find out if it really happened.
Yeah.
I did find another couple interesting things. The CIA even planned but never implemented, so they never did it, but they had this all like printed and planned out, that they were going to drop leaflets describing cash rewards for different assassinations all over Cuba.
Okay.
Ranging from $5,000 to $1 million for different people within his administration. But the leaflets advertising them to kill Castro himself were only for 2 cents as a defamation campaign.
All right.
Like a smear campaign with their, we'll only give you 2 cents if you kill Fidel Castro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone came to expect him to be assassinated so much that the New York Times used to print their stuff, like the words, onto the paper using these big flat panels.
Right.
They would get them hot and then they would print that onto the paper, like screen print, with heat. They had one ready of a Castro obituary.
No way.
Just in case he got assassinated, so that they would be instantly ready to publish the news.
Put that out.
But he outlived the technology.
Jeez.
So at some point they weren't even using those plates to print anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah. He survived all of however many assassination attempts there were. He survived them all. He lived until 2016 to the ripe old age of 90 and died of natural causes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yep.
That's pretty recent.
Yep.
Well,
so I don't know why, but I know all that now.
yeah. Well, we'll be back
in 2 weeks with another story, and I'll make Debbie guess badly.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.